more important than last game is this game because we're spawning directly on top of ZaiZai, the red Zerg player in the top left, going up against isurus.SenDoh, who is leading 1-0 in this second game of the best of 3 finals of the BeGosu Cup. I should be able to say of the and then lead in with something else for a good solid string of things so people are going to be dumbfounded at my idiocy, but I am out of things to continue saying of the.
Do not worry. I am Mr. Llama. This is zanderfever, and this is the finals, the BeGosu Cup, as he was saying. So, I think a lot of that last game boiled down to the Ling throwaway, actually. If he would have not thrown away those 30 Lings, he would not have lost that 2-2. And that push may not have even happened. If that push was happening, he would have had 30 more Lings to join with that army. He would have been able to drone a lot harder behind that because he would have had more units out to deal with it. Possibly crush that push, and right there I felt that was a big swing in the game, and he was just fighting, you know, uphill battle from that point on.
You know what? I can't even dispute you because all my points for why losing the 2-2 was big. You just boil it down even better with an even sooner, bigger occurrence.
So you can always find something a little bit earlier that you could have done that could affect the later.
You know what? He built his drone after he split. That's why he lost. It was the delay in getting out the drones.
Right.
There we go.
He only did a double split instead of a triple split, so that was the reason. And so once again, we see no wall from SenDoh, and he is getting that refinery. So
yeah, I have this. Okay, the deal with no wall on this map I really don't like. I don't mind it so much on the other maps because he can just go ahead and be aggressive, yada yada. It pays off for itself. But on this map, you can wall off with 1 supply depot and 1 barracks.
Exactly.
Unless they changed it and I wasn't aware, and that happened in the span of a day. But
it still looks like you can. No.
Yes.
From my mapping out with the mouse, you should be able to wall off with a supply depot and a barracks.
That's
so it's just feels lazy.
Yeah. I was doing the exact same thing. Also, I think you're starting to breathe into your mic a little bit.
Am I? Sorry.
It's okay.
I think the mic just fell down a little bit.
Oh, okay. But, yeah.
Okay, so we do see a gas coming out there with that spawning pool. So, ZaiZai does like to get that gas a little bit earlier, I've noticed, than a lot of Zerg players in this ZVT matchup. A lot of times you'll see the gas be a little bit delayed there, maybe go down around 23 supply, something around those lines, as opposed to the like 14. I think he throws it down right after, so like a 15 pool, 15 gas. But maybe he likes that fast link speed.
I mean, that's interesting because I've seen a lot of players go for this speedling build after the hatchery first. They go for like the 14-14 equivalent right after they put down the hatchery. So it's like a 15 hatch, 15 extractor, 15 pool. 15. Yeah. I've seen things like that. I don't know if they do 40-40, but I've literally seen even some players being really super greedy and going like 16-16.
Yeah. Personally, as a Zerg, it all depends what I scout. If I scout that gas, I don't even throw my pool down till 17, and then I don't throw my extractor down until about 20-something, simply because I know that no pressure is going to be coming up from that. If I don't scout that gas, then you have to really get that out. You want to get that speed so you can get a surround on those Marines and everything like that, but it really is dependent on what I scout, because I mean right now, as you can see, he has that spine crawler. The Hellions will push up there. He'll be able to deal with that, and that gas, in my opinion, you know, unless you can take advantage of getting a surround on those Hellions, which, you know, can be big, of course, but if you can't do that, then I don't know. It just feels like you could have been investing that into more economy, which is always huge at the start. So it looked like ZaiZai was trying to take a fast third, and that drone just barely got denied. And that's not bad play either right there. I like to see fast thirds against Hellion expands, simply because Hellions versus, you know, hatchery is no damage. And if you can just get out like 2 roaches or 3 roaches, you can easily defend anything that they try and push at you for a couple minutes until you can get out more units.
Yep, and SenDoh's doing his build that we saw him do before on Shakuris. He is going for his Marauder and Hellion build after getting down his expansion and everything. So I'm so curious to see how ZaiZai is going to defend this as opposed to how Seaweed tried to defend it. I love when this happens, when you get to see a player go for multiple games, same build, same matchup, different opponents, and watching how the other person reacts as opposed to how the first person reacted.
Oh yeah, it just helps you learn just completely to watch both. You're like, oh, I can see exactly what Seaweed did that, you know, wasn't quite as effective or was effective. Such as Seaweed got a scout on that, and ZaiZai also getting a scout. So both players getting a scout, which of course is huge. One of the biggest parts of the ZVT matchup is scouting and knowing what your opponent is doing. Or any matchup, I should say.
ZVX is really important.
Yeah.
Actually, X versus X is really
X
important.
versus X. So, yeah, always want to have good scouting information onto what your opponent's doing. But, yeah, so it looks like he's going to throw up a few more lings, one more spine crawler, or two more spine crawlers, I should say. So both players reacting pretty similarly, I'd say. Though we do see ZaiZai droning up a little bit more.
Yeah, so far he's doing a very similar response to Seaweed. You've got a couple of spine crawlers and he's producing a bunch of lings. So now let's just see exactly how he's going to really control it and everything. We're going to try and bait units in. But the biggest difference is that he's got 46 drones already, and I don't think we ever saw more than 45 drones out of Seaweed.
No, I don't think we ever saw that. So yeah, definitely taking a lot. Investing in those drones a little bit more, and we'll have to see if he can still deal with this push. It looks like he might be able to, as he does have a pretty good defense setup right there. But here come the Marauders and Marines, and there's Stim. So we'll see how it plays out.
Yep, SenDoh's pushing forward, but he's separated so much with his Hellions and his Marauders. There's a Stim. He's moving now 4 Marauders left. They're getting picked off very quickly, though. They're starting to tank and bunch up all those lings, and right now SenDoh is getting repulsed.
Yeah, so beautiful play right there by ZaiZai. I'm not quite sure I liked the push-up with the Marauders all alone like that. They were able to get surrounded and picked off before any of the Spine Crawlers went down. And so now, of course, Hellion cannot push into Spine Crawler. So SenDoh in a little bit of a troubling situation there. He does have 3 barracks, though, producing units out here. So we'll have to see if he does go for any sort of other push.
Oh, but there are the Lings trying to hook around. They do get a good surround. A lot of those units picking off a lot. They can just retreat now. They've done their work. I mean, ZaiZai is pulling back. He's getting their station pit. Carapace those Banes. If they explode, they exploded, but not on those Hellions.
No, so he is able to pick up a few of those Banes, and it looks like actually able to do a decent amount of damage right there if you look at the units lost tab. So SenDoh actually making those Hellions pretty effective. He did get a few of them surrounded, but he picked off so many Lings, as that's a lot of fire to burn some Lings right there.
Yeah. I mean, this thing about splash damage is that splash damage is good against anything clumped no matter what. And now we're seeing, oh my god, ZaiZai's getting a big pick off. Oh my god.
So huge pick from ZaiZai right there, and he's just going to go ahead and possibly try and do a little counter. These supply depots will go up, though, unlike in his game against his first opponent, so he will be backing off, I would assume.
Yeah, Uwick is going to be unhappy if he looks at this and hears that comment, but still, it's a very viable comment.
I'm sorry, Ewick.
Bust!
That supply depot was down, and that hurt. So possibly Baneling bust going right here, but the tanks do have siege. Bunkers are going down, so this will be... I'm not quite sure it'll work.
He's going to need to lead in with the Lings. He's going to lead in with the Banes. Oh, that's gonna
nope.
Spell.
Yep.
Yeah, he retreats.
And he already knows it, and he backs off right there. So too many siege tanks right there, not able to get that bust.